Many thanks for joining us on the broadcast. Let's begin in Nairobi. Tonight, Kenya's directive banning all flights from Somalia has yet again exposed the frosty relations between the two neighboring countries. Kenya issued the 3-month ban less than a week after the two countries restored diplomatic relations with the intervention of Qatar. Tonight, KTN senior political reporter Murimi Mwangi interrogates the likely genesis of this latest standoff and explains the imminent geopolitical, economic and diplomatic ramifications of this latest storm.
When the Federal Republic of Somalia President Mohamed Farmajo announced reopening of diplomatic relations with Kenya on the 6th of May this year, at the intervention of Qatar, there was a regional sigh of relief that the perpetually wrangling neighbors had finally reached a truce. But it turns out that was short-lived. Kenya has slapped a 3-month ban on flights to and from Somalia.
There's huge traffic of economic activity between us and Mogadishu. So stopping them coming and us stopping them going, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any economic sense. It doesn't make any trade sense.
A notice to airmen on Monday indicated that the ban took effect Tuesday, 11th May, and would be in force until 9th of August, during which time the Kenya Civil Aviation Authority indicated that only humanitarian deliveries and medical evacuation flights would be allowed into the country. Interestingly, Nairobi dropped the flights ban bombshell when President Farmajo was already airborne for Kampala, Uganda, where he is expected to come face-to-face with his Kenyan counterpart, President Uhuru Kenyatta, at the swearing-in ceremony of Uganda President Yoweri Museveni. And although the foreign affairs ministries from both countries remained tight-lipped on the matter, insiders say the directive could have been prompted by intelligence reports on a likely national security threat related to an ongoing counter-terrorism operation. Beyond security, though, tension has been simmering between the two neighbors on political, trade and diplomatic fronts for the longest time under the Kenyatta administration. In January this year, for instance, Somalia lifted a year-long ban on miraa importation, but imposed strict conditions including special import licenses for the commodity and a decree for Kenya to desist from meddling in Somalia internal affairs. Mogadishu also demanded that Nairobi stops forcing flights from Somalia to make a detour to Ajir for inspection, and to also allow the importation of such Somalia goods as fish, rice, sugar, honey, meat and milk, with less restrictions.
The proceeding is in this case.
That was, however, only 2 months to the commencement of the Kenya-Somalia maritime dispute at the International Court of Justice in March, whose hearings Nairobi boycotted, citing bias of the court. The judges opted to proceed with the case and are due to enter a judgment without Kenya's oral submissions to the court.
Opinions that the ICJ will give are just opinions. They are not binding. And Kenya has no obligation to agree to it.
Mr. Farmajo is going to play the victim card and kick the can down the road until he leaves. But he's got nothing to lose. So I think we have to be very, very mature about this whole thing. And just be very careful and let him leave office quietly, because it's irretrievable. The relationship has broken down. There's no way to fix it. His mandate there is finished.
By the time of the flights ban, Somalia was yet to indicate whether its ambassador would resume duties in Nairobi, having been recalled to Mogadishu in December last year at the peak of the diplomatic standoff. And as President Farmajo fights international criticism over the Somali parliament's recent extension of his term by 2 years. Diplomats and international relations experts remain on the alert as Mogadishu fallout with her critical Kenyan neighbor moves from bad to worse. Murimi Mwangi, KTN News.
We continue to keep an eye on this developing story for you. Ahead of that, Yoweri Museveni